is Killer Rose Bird
So,
the page before.
we're going to be here and over there, so don't feel
Next one.
you're missing
Oh,
out.
we're missing page.
Hi. We're starting with puff
There's
pastry,
more of that.
and this, what we're about to make is going to be served later for cocktail hour. For cocktail hour. So, do you guys know about puff pastry?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what it is?
No.
It's butter and flour together. It doesn't have, it's like a bread product. It doesn't have any leavening in it like yeast or baking powder or baking soda. And what is the leavener in it is butter, which is amazing. So you always cook puff pastry in a hot oven because that's what activates the butter. And what happens is the butter goes into a hot oven and I'm talking about puff pastry a lot. And the water in the butter evaporates, and that's what creates the lift in puff pastry. That's why it's so flaky. So we're going to do something so easy. This is from Trader Joe's. You can make your own puff pastry if you are crazy. It takes days, literally days. Puff pastry, thawed, pliable, and soft. And this is a giant chunk of brie cheese. Right? I mean, what's going to happen here? What could go wrong?
It's called Baby Brie.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to
There's nothing baby about that.
It's just Avaletta.
I'm going to use Becky's jam.
Oh, yay! Sure thing. What kind of jam is it, Becky?
It's pluoc and cardamom.
Whoa, girl.
Yum.
Dope.
This is the easiest recipe and people will probably freak out. So, Becky, thank you for bringing this jam.
Oh, cool.
I'm just going to spoon it on top. Tracy, let me know if you're doing anything wrong. Ooh, is this a good picture? I like to always add a fresh herbal element to things like this because it's like fat on fat on fat. So I think rosemary will go really well with this. Just a hint, and it adds. Oh my gosh, this is totally like a cooking show, right? And it adds just like an earthy, fragrant element.
This is kind of a trend. Actually, you know,
Seeing this happen.
observing you on the blog level and seeing this happen.
Usually my cat is the only one that sees this. He's like on the counter. Yeah, this is easy, right? Totally doable. Puff pastry right now would probably stick together, but I'm going to use an egg wash, which is just, can you put milk in here or water? Just, I need a little bit. Yeah. Egg wash just makes things golden brown and make things stick together, which is what I want here. Just gonna brush this one.
There's so much cheese.
Oh, no, it's so much. Just like a giant pound.
Did you thaw that overnight? The
No, it only takes like 20 minutes.
on the counter or something?
Yeah.
And it comes with the whole.
Yeah, this one came with holes, and it also came sticking to the paper.
Yeah, I'm worried about mine.
But this is real, right? Can you just make it work, right?
So the holes anchor the puff pastry. So if you were going to make some type of pie with it and you wanted a border, you would kind of slice a little border and then put the holes in the center so that the bottom stays flat and everything on the sides puffs up. Ooh, I didn't know that. Really? Awesome. I taught you something.
I'm sorry this is so not sexy.
Maybe you flipped it over.
Maybe if I did.
I think the goo would just all go out the bottom end.
No, I just meant the piece of
Oh,
pastry, but that's.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I like
so-
that.
Oh, crap town.
this one, do you want to put it on here?
No, that's for you. I have a plate too.
Okay.
Do you need to chill it after you prep it like this?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Because the butter needs to be
Super cold.
cold.
The paper might come off better after it's chilled.
I think it will. I'm just gonna seal the edges, and then I'm gonna chill it.
It looks like a hat.
It does look like
Have cheese.
We're having a hat party.
That's already messy.
Okay, so that with puff pastry. I'm making herb cheese straws. They're a great party trick because everyone thinks you're fabulous when you make something so easy like this. Basically, let me move this out of the way. You want to get some flour down on a flat surface so it doesn't stick. We'll see how it goes because this is getting warmed up. And I want to make the puff pastry a little flatter, just so that I can make it go a longer way than what I have right now. So this is a nice little trick. Instead of the rolling pin sticking to the puff pastry, I'm going to put down a piece of parchment paper and a little bit of flour, just in case. Huh?
Brilliant.
And so I just roll it out a little bit. It's not going to be a perfect square anymore. That's cool. We're all friends. So get it a little bit flat. Hey, Joy, can you put this one back in
Yeah.
the fridge? Okay, so we're using an egg wash again as a binder for all of the fun ingredients, but what we're going to do to jazz it up a little bit is add a little hot sauce to the egg wash. So it kind of flavors it without making a mess, because you can't really put hot sauce on top after the fact. So it's a little secret here. And what we do is we chop up some herbs. Do you have some extra? No. Can you chop up some thyme for me? Yes. Good. And we just lightly coat the top. This is going to help all of the cheese and herbs stick to the puff pastry. So we provided a recipe packet for all of you. The recipes are going to be in there except the frittata recipes, because we're kind of working on that together, all of us.
Which means you're just making it.
Yeah. Okay, so you want to get from edge to edge, lightly coating it. And I have a combination of two different cheeses. You can use any cheese. We have pepperino and an H cheddar. So it's going to be kind of potent, but good. And we sprinkle a little bit on the top. You could do this with, just make it a video. Just make it a video. Wishy? Oh my God.
Now you told her, now she's going to be on.
Oh boy. That changes everything. I feel like I have to
change your clothes.
I need a stylist for this. Okay, so we're going to sprinkle some cheese on top, like so. And then we're going to follow it with some herbs.
Sorry, I'm so slow. Can someone do me a favor and go get the pizza dough from outside that's on the table? I'm worried about that.
Oh, thanks, somebody's already getting it.
I'm so worried about this kind of thing.
Got it?
Yeah. I put some sticks in there.
I'm going to just do some cracked pepper on top.
Did I do it?
Yeah.
Nice work. Nice stuff. Do you want more?
Yeah, maybe a little bit on the edges. So
fresher the most. So I have never dried them. And I've never frozen them. Have you frozen herbs? Have you frozen herbs?
I have for like stock or something, but I haven't, I don't know if they're still in there waiting, so. I use that before, I use frozen herbs for stocks.
Do you do them into do you make them into those little cubes?
I just kind of.
And Trader Joe's sells them.
Or do you put them in cubes or do you?
No, just put them in a bag and stick them around and maybe make stuff.
Because there's some herbs I grow, but then some I have to buy and I end up with more
Too
than I
many
can
of them.
grow.
What do you grow?
I have parsley and basil. I was doing lavender, but for some reason they're not doing as well this year. Thyme doesn't do very well on this one either. It's just so hot, it's hard, but basil did really well, parsley does really well.
I can't grow cilantro. It's like one of those herbs where it's not worth
Does
it.
it get really leggy for you, like
It
really long?
gets so anemic. It's like, yeah.
That's what I don't
Cilantro goes to seed in
Yeah.
like 2 minutes.
Okay, so the next step of this is to take your square again, and you're gonna put it on top like this, and we're going to grind all of the good stuff in the puff pastry. Because if it wasn't for that, it would go all over the place. Okay. There we go. And now, this is my favorite part, a pizza cutter. I do have a tape measure, but that's kind of okay. So what we do is we want to do little straws. So you have kids or someone who loves cutting stuff. This is a really fun activity. And you just go back and forth till you do every single inch of puff pastry. I'm getting faster. That one is good.
Is the cheese salt here?
So where you don't need
Yeah, the pecorino is really salty. The ends are a little questionable, but what we want to do, we're making straws, but they're going to be twisty straws. Yeah. So what you do, I think this one is getting too hot in here.
It's real life cooking.
It is. Okay, so I don't know if you can see this, but you basically take two ends, both ends, and you just keep kind of twisting it like so. This is the challenging part, getting it onto the baking
In
sheet.
the middle of the
Yeah. And so you just put it on there like that. And you might want to just like fix parts of it up. What's going to happen is they're going to bake and some of the cheese is going to crust on the bottom and get super delicious. And I like to serve these in sort of like a highball glass, so that they're, they add a lot of height to like an appetizer tray section. And they're really fancy, but super tasty. So they go into the oven, I think for, I don't know, it's on the recipe, I think like 375 for about 20 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes, 10 to 15, don't you?
How far ahead have you made these?
You can make them like early in the morning, before your party. I don't know about the night before. Maybe you could freeze it. But I don't know how the herbs would hold up. So yeah, you just continue to do it.
Do it meeting dimensions.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so the next section is bacon, but as if bacon wasn't good enough on its own, we're adding brown sugar and pepper to the bacon. So what we're gonna have is a delicious candied bacon. It's gonna be crunchy because it's got the brown sugar on it, and it's gonna be a little spicy, like pepper. So it's almost like candied beef jerky, but bacon. You'll see what I mean. So on a few of them, I've already just sprinkled some brown sugar on top. It's really an easy recipe. You don't have to be super exact. If you really like a candied bacon, you add a little bit more brown sugar on top. So we just sprinkle the brown sugar like so. I've already done it to a few of them. We are baking this, and the exciting part about baking bacon is that it stays flat. So if you fry up bacon in a skillet, it usually curls up and looks really unappetizing. And you can't just like hold a nice little slab of bacon, you know, like a stick of bacon. It's just like healthy. So they're going to be nice and flat and delicious. So we're putting it in an oven at 375, and I think it bakes for about 15 minutes. And it's super easy. The only thing that you have to deal with is all of the baking fat, which is pretty awesome.
Sugary peppery bacon fat.
Yeah. Okay, so any questions so far? I can't believe you're recording this.
I have another question. I always overcook bacon. I think I'm maybe waiting for it to look like it's done before.
Yeah.
What is it supposed to look like when you pull it out?
It's not supposed to look super brown. It's sort of like, how would you, I always keep an eye on bacon first of all, so don't answer a telephone, don't write an email. But I would say like just one, I'll show you actually.
There you go.
That's going to be easier.
Show me, don't tell me.
Because how do I describe it as? I need the pepper. Okay, so we just pepper it up. My husband likes a lot of pepper, but I don't. I'm going to just do an average amount of pepper.
And you can do this with like brown sugar and like chili powder and chipotle powder. What else have I done it with?
Or let's say you don't have brown sugar and you have maple syrup, you just baste it on top. Maple syrup.
Did you just say pineapple?
Pineapple. That's good. What I wish I did. That sounds good. That sounds good.
That would be a good breakfast pizza. Okay, so 15 minutes.
That 15 minutes we went. Withdraw. Yeah.
Any questions?
No questions, just on bacon.
How did you get started baking, Joy?
My dad taught me how to bake. My dad taught me to bake, and he is an amateur baker. It's like the thing he loves to do to relax. And so I was always in the kitchen with him, like making pies and cookies and things like that. But also, my family is really into things like millet. When you're a kid, you're like, millet is not dessert. Or like fig rolls. It's not dessert. I want like an Oreo cookie. So my parents never bought actual cookies or brownies or anything that I thought was delicious when I was 8, so I learned how to make them myself. So the motivation was like, I'm hungry.
Do you want to make another batch of those while we have that stuff out?
No.
No.
You should make the frittats.
I know, but you want to do it while I'm cooking?
No, yeah.
Okay. I like to do it
Teamwork.
while I'm- Okay, so there's the dough for the pizza. We are going to make frittata, and frittata is an Italian omelet. We need a bunch of eggs, which I don't feel like tipping this over today. I'm just going to spill it up. I think I have 12 to 14 eggs for each skillet. And what we do with the frittata is basically served in a pan like this. You want a really deep pan. It's sort of like a quiche without the puff pastry or the pie crust, which I think is the best part of quiche. So today we have two different types of frittatas that we're going to work on. We have a mushroom one, and we have another one that has peppers and caramelized onions. So what I did was I sauteed a few peppers, just in a little bit of olive oil, and then I made some caramelized onions, which are amazing. What you do is you just cook them in olive oil, and you keep cooking them, and you reduce them, and they turn a little bit of, they turn brown. And you add a little balsamic vinegar and a little bit of brown sugar at the end, so it really makes the onion sweet and savory at the same time. So we're going to add that to the frittata. But first I wanted to show you a few cutting techniques and tricks. Let me get a